I think what's coming up for me right now, as I'm listening to both of you, is there was this idea like a number of years ago about how why are we all in Palm Springs and West Hollywood and P-town, like we need to be accepted everywhere, you know what I mean? And there was this kind of this idea of why do we only have to live in these areas? And now I'm like, oh, thank God West Hollywood and Palm Springs and these areas have survived as LGBTQ bastions, because now you all can be there and have that infrastructure to lead and to provide this, pushback, where maybe a city like Minneapolis, which is very blue, and I think parts of it would very much, be on board with this, but there would be a fight here, even in Minneapolis, for listeners in Chicago. I feel like that would be the same thing. You've had what used to be Boys Town and what's left of it, and other areas that would be super, on board, but then it would be a huge fight even to get it passed through there. Can you talk to me about West Hollywood and these enclaves that we had being leaders, and why they are more necessary now than ever, and the support that they're providing to the community?
Yeah, I'm happy to tell the story. West Hollywood's in its 40th year, which is hard to believe given the impact we've had and all the many nights and stories people have gained by being here. But I think those 40 years of being at the forefront were because of who was there at the beginning and the intention they had in designing a city that was responsive to the diverse needs of the diverse people who lived there. It was a city that came together through organizing and making sure that people could stay safe in this place for the long haul through policies like rent control and these non-discrimination ordinances. And that we had an amazing realm of social services that can help support people at every stage of their life and what they needed, including HIV and AIDS services that weren't available by any other government in this country. So it was a really unique moment that the city came together. But look, we're still adopting new policies that maybe could have been in place 40 years ago because of the sort of city we were. So there's always opportunity to uncover a new stone, to recognize that there are new things that we can do to support community. And I think what really helps us do that is because we always know that we need to listen to the community and be responsive. It's that responsiveness that allows us to do it. And we're in a moment where cities all across this country are trying to be more responsive to the needs of their community. And when I look at the data, we have an opportunity here to protect people from housing discrimination, from job discrimination. We're living, cost of living crises all across this country. And through that data, I think policymakers may surprise you. So I think give them an opportunity to, pass something like this and protect more people who are just trying to live, the best quality of life they can for themselves and their families.
Yeah, and I think what you're speaking to, John, too, is the idea that, what may be commonplace and really practical in one city may seem extreme in another city. But I think about the United States as a whole. Since the formation of the United States, this country has redefined marriage, for example, many times, making it less discriminatory, for example, by eradicating coverture or legalizing interracial marriage or, God forbid, outlawing marital rape and passing no-fault divorce laws. And so I really guarantee you that in 50 years, maybe even sooner, the work we're doing won't feel any more extreme than any of those other updates that now feel very practical and responsible.